everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Color X Malice along Aiji Yanagi's route. We're on chapter 6 now, so only one more chapter left to go after this one. Though I expect them to be rather long chapters because, we got a lot of stuff to wrap up. So I know we're here for a day of work and Yanagi is leaving me to Okazaki's care in the station. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
We're counting on you, Okazaki.
Leave it to me, Yanagi. Yanagi spoke to Okazaki, who had appeared from out of nowhere. Then he gave Okazaki detailed orders out of earshot. He probably didn't want Saiki to overhear. Yanagi looked at me after they finished their exchange.
Go on, Hoshino.
Okay, off I go. Ignoring the fact that Okazaki is shadowing me, I set off alone, and I suddenly grew anxious. Walking through the station being cautious. Paranoid. Huh? For some reason, I'd run into Sasazaka. What are you doing in the station? What are you doing at the police station, Sasazaka? Doing some consulting work?
Figure it out.
I can't. Sasazaka gave me a weary look, like he thought I was useless as soon as he saw me.
Sasazaka will be resuming his employment here on a temporary basis.
He is doing consulting work. I got it on the first guess. Commissioner Minagishi? The confusing response had come from Minagishi, who was suddenly standing beside me. Oh, were those his footsteps?
Sasazaka's skill set is invaluable to our cybercrime division right now. His aid comes with various conditions, but he's agreed to help us out.
He certainly was the right person for the job. Sasazaka was a former member of the cybercrime division, and he knew a lot about X-Day. But if he's helping them out, he must have driven a pretty hard bargain. Unlimited donuts? I sympathized with Minagishi's situation.
Commissioner, what about the issue I mentioned? All right. It seems like it'll go well. I see. Thanks.
Still, I noticed that Sasazaka didn't look well. He must be tired, or rather sleepy. He might have been working through the night. The USB drive I got from Akito must be taking a while to analyze. Are you okay, Sasazaka?
What?
You look like you've barely been sleeping. Maybe you should take a...
Moron.
Huh? Sasazaka poked me in the head, but he was surprisingly gentle about it. Have I grown on you in Yanagi's route?
Don't worry about me. I'll manage.
I staggered slightly. Sasazaka had disappeared. Good morning.
Oh, hey, are you alright? You left early after you collapsed yesterday. You still look pretty pale, too.
I'm sorry for causing you to worry, but I'm okay. Sir? Did Saiki happen to come by today?
Saiki? I haven't seen him.
I see. Thank you. I expressed my gratitude to Mochida and took out my cell phone to write a text message to Saiki. I have something to discuss. Can we meet on the roof at lunch? Is this part of the plan? I checked the message, took a deep breath, and hit send. I really don't think the roof is the best place. The reply came right away.
Kay.
He's so carefree. He should have heard what I was trying to do over the collar, too. Maybe Saiki didn't have anything to do with X-Day anymore.
Still, though.
Yes? As I set down my phone and was about to start working, Mochida looked up with a rather strange expression. His focus was on the doorway. Okazaki. He was in the doorway standing watch as my bodyguard.
You've got a SP detail. Did you go and get yourself mixed up in something bad?
Yeah, pretty much. Though I can't say... It made sense that he'd be suspicious. I never heard of any rookie officer ever getting assigned SP protection. However, I couldn't tell the truth, no matter how much of it we had told Morioka and Minagishi. He's a friend. Don't mind him. Yeah, I had no choice but to dodge the issue. Oh, poor Mochida. We'll clue you in later. Now to Yanagi's side. Same day, 11:50.
Still, though. What? Well, to think you'd actually deal with this. I decided it worked out in our best interest, too. Seems like you got some secret plans going. If I did, I certainly wouldn't tell you. You're one of Mikuni's men. Yeah, that's just how it is. Are you here to keep an eye on me in case I do anything out of the ordinary? Sorry, Yanagi. I want to help grant his wish however I can. Adonis's goal of revival, you mean? Yeah, you see, that group is my home. The condition was to overlook Adonis. Normally, I wouldn't have even considered it. But if we don't work with Mikuni's faction, we'll never catch Psyche. That's the truth I had to face. Once I decided that, even if it was initially for show, I knew I needed to make that deal.
Back to that meeting.
Before you expose us, you will allow those who have inherited the true will of Adonis to flee. Please allow us this small delay, so that we can attempt to revive the country another time. In exchange, I promise that we will oppose Yuzuru Saiki alongside you, and remove Ichika Hoshino's collar. I understand. We'll accept those terms. Yanagi. Right now, we don't have any real options besides taking this deal. Reluctantly. You're being awfully compliant. I expected you to protest a little more.
Maybe bargain a little?
Even though you're having internal disputes, your original goal is to impose your form of justice, even if murder must be used. I assume that's still true. Yes, you are correct. We never intended to inflict this much damage, but we'd always believed some sacrifices would be necessary. So, there's no point in making emotional appeals. You oh-so-noble terrorists are full of pride. You don't have the spine to actually compromise. I'm glad you understand. Then, I'll provide you with information that leads to Yuzuru Saiki and his co-conspirators. We will tell you the method to remove Ichika Hoshino's collar once we've evacuated. Yes, it will be 2 days' time minimum. Please give us until then. Looks like it's a race against time. If Sasazaka can finish his analysis, we can grab Mikuni and Saiki in one fell swoop. It's also highly likely that those files contain the way to unlock Hoshino's collar.
That'd be awesome if they could get all that at once.
How's it going? We've gotten Akito's cooperation. It should take a few more hours.
Ah, that's right, they can actually work directly with him since he's at the station. What, did Akito actually not have a microchip in him? I guess that would be the only reason his memory hasn't been erased, right?
In that case, we can make it. Shiraishi, have you always known? Have you known it all? How to remove Hoshino's collar? What's going to happen on X Day? Well, I couldn't possibly know everything. I'm not really involved with the X Day project. Oh, you look like you don't believe me. Just think about it. I've been with the police since well before the X Day crimes began. My entire job was to covertly infiltrate the police, so that I can facilitate Adonis' movements when they needed assistance. If I make any moves, it'll attract suspicion. Unless I perfectly play the role of profiler, Kageyoshi Shiraishi, well, I can't be a spy. So I don't get any orders until plans are about to be executed. Like the attempt on the Prime Minister 2 years ago, for example. Were you behind that?
Oh my god, I've never seen him make that face before in his own route, I don't think.
All I did was manipulate information. I won't deny that's a serious crime, of course. Anyway, I've been undercover for a long time. I know much more about the police than I know about Adonis. However, I do actually know what will happen on X Day. If it follows the initial plan, that is. I don't know if the higher-ups have changed it. But I don't know a single thing about her collar. You don't have to believe me, but it's true. When did plans start to go awry? Once June hit, as far as I know.
That early?
June. Psyche's been going renegade for that long. Yeah, the bombing killed an entire class of middle schoolers in June. The original plan only called for 2 casualties. Mikuni tried to persuade Zero to go with the original plan countless times. But for some reason, he couldn't get through to Zero at all. As a result, a rift formed between the 2 leaders of Adonis, and their wills diverged.
Why are there 2 leaders anyway? Shouldn't there be a council of them? Not just 2? Or there should be at least 3. It should always be an odd number.
The bombing led to the Shinjuku quarantine, and the swords and firearms control laws repeal, because Zero had increased the target range. Mikuni took steps to try and prevent the killing of people whose guilt was unclear, and people whose deaths were outside the scope. So he was behind it after all. Now we come to you. What are you going to do? Huh? Mikuni told us to let Adonis escape, but with this much dirt on him, his career in politics is over. We may have a temporary arrangement, but we have no intention of destroying the evidence. You know that, don't you? I'm not that optimistic. I don't think he's attached to notions like reputation and honor. To attempt the revival again later, he'll have to spend the rest of his days as a fugitive. That's true. I wonder if that goes for me too. Do you want your future to be one where you're a terrorist, constantly on the run? That's not quite right. With an Adonis, my desires have no weight. All I do is fulfill the duty I'm given. When I receive an order, I carry it out. That's you as an Adonis operative. I'm asking you as Kageyuki Shiraishi. Is that what you really want right now? You went into the outside world as an agent and interacted with other people. You only show emotion to people you're curious about. You tease others, push them just over the edge, and are constantly misunderstood. You like cats. Your eating habits are odd. You're ignorant in a number of strange ways, yet somehow you've solved many cases. Are you just some man-made tool that can only carry out commands?
Can he actually be his own person without me in his life? Without me romantically?
Hey, good work today.
When I went to the rooftop during my lunch break, Psyche was already there. He was just the same old Psyche, acting as if nothing had changed.
I thought we'd be alone, but it looks like you got some kombu stuck on your shoe.
Psyche was looking at Okazaki, who was standing at the entrance to the rooftop. Did you really think I'd be that stupid, Psyche? When he did, the edges of his mouth lifted to form a different type of smile. I didn't understand the look. That's a sinister smile.
So, what'd you want to talk about?
Did you order that public threat that was issued this morning?
Yeah, I told him to do it. You want to stop us?
Of course I do!
They'd stop if I told them to, but we have no reason to stop now.
Why are you so carefree about this? You could be arrested at any moment.
Arrested, huh? Can you find any hard evidence that connects me to X Day?
If Yanagi's team can convince HQ, a warrant will be issued immediately. They can arrest you.
But they won't. Isn't that right? They could if they wanted to, but they won't. And that course of action is precisely why you'll never catch all of Adonis. Adonis has people all over the country. Exposing and arresting those of us in Shinjuku alone is just cutting off the lizard's tail.
Psyche, just what do you hope to accomplish? What do you want me to do?
I've been open about it since the beginning. We're going to revive Tainted Japan. To do that, we need lots of sympathizers.
Do you really think that your method of doing things is going to win people over?
You understand what we're thinking, don't you? The sorrow created by the injustices inflicted, and an equal justice exacted by weak laws. You must have sensed at least some of that while you were investigating the X-Day cases.
I understand what you're trying to say, but you're doing things the wrong way. Psyche just grinned at my reply.
So, what if I kill Aiji Yanagi?
The casual way he said that made me shiver.
What if I kill your little brother? Wouldn't you want to take revenge on me?
That's... felt something cold in my gut. It was cold, but also hot. Irritation bubbled up and eroded my composure. I couldn't forgive something like that.
No matter who the criminal is, you'd shoot them if it would save someone else. Wasn't that your idea of justice? Just shoot me if you want to stop me. If you kill me, all your problems stop. X-Day probably won't happen. And if you don't shoot me now, there will probably be more victims soon.
Right now, I was brimming with anger. I didn't know what Saiki was thinking. Honestly, I probably shouldn't even be trying to understand what he was thinking. What should I do right now? What was the right thing to do? The right answer is to don't shoot him, but I want to try raising my gun and see if that gets me a bad ending. So humor me for a minute here. My pistol left its holster without hesitation. The muzzle settled on Saiki. When I thumbed the safety off, Saiki flashed a daring smile. He was clearly happy about this.
Good. You still have the right conviction.
What are you talking about? He didn't answer my question. I gripped my teeth, glaring at Saiki. If I target a non-lethal area, I should be able to take him into custody. But would it really solve this? Oh. My bullet grazed Saiki's shoulder. I couldn't really stop his mobility. Still, I'd actually wounded him as I intended to. If you're going to hurt any more people, I'll end you right here.
You went soft when you should have killed me. Still, you showed me your conviction.
Saiki's grin didn't crack. For some reason, it made me terribly uneasy. Ichika! Just then, I simultaneously heard a gunshot and Okazaki yell from behind. The hell? An abrupt shock rocked my body. I couldn't turn around. I didn't know what had happened. I was no longer conscious after all. Damn it, okay. I'm gonna go back and do the other thing because apparently this isn't a bad ending after all. It was just different. Alright, so don't shoot him. I'm not going to shoot you. I declared this, glaring at Saiki. It was also a pledge to myself. Even if I shot you, it won't solve anything. I want to know the truth. Even if you don't put a stop to today's crime, I know that Yanagi's team or the police will. What I need to do right now is figure out what your true intentions are. Honestly, it's the only thing I can do.
I see.
Huh? Saiki's grin had turned into something more daring. It was almost as if he were challenging me.
Ichika!
Huh? Just then, I simultaneously heard a gunshot and Okazaki yell from behind. Yeah, the same things we heard before. And, oh, darn it, maybe I should have done the other thing. Because we got a different side this time. Oh well, I'm just gonna continue on.
Shiraishi. It's no use, Yanagi. The worlds we live in are different. My will is... a call. It's from Okazaki. What is it, Okazaki?
I'm sorry, Yanagi. Ichika's been taken.
What?
It looks like they had more agents in the station than we anticipated. Some were caught, but Saiki got away. Headquarters plans to make Yuzuru Saiki wanted for questioning, but the fact remains that he's an active police officer. After months of not making any progress, now they've got a huge scandal to deal with. It seems like the higher-ups are divided.
Damn it. I knew we shouldn't have allowed him to run free.
I'll call you again later. Right now I need to go after them.
Yeah, we're counting on you. It was my error in judgment to choose not to directly engage them in the station. I underestimated him. What happened? Shiraishi, I want you to contact Mikuni. Sounds like an emergency, eh? Saiki's abducted Hoshino. You should know where Saiki's headed. You know where his hideout is, don't you? Well, he might have taken her to the base, but it wouldn't be completely evacuated yet. I don't think Mikuni would tell the police where the hideout is at this point. Enough. Just tell me, now. Fine, fine. What is it, number 14? I have bad news. Zero's taken her captive, and in broad daylight at the police station. Obviously, Yanagi's quite angry about this. He wants me to tell him Zero's likely destination. I understand the situation, but it would be problematic if the police were to storm in right now. I'll also research for Ichika Hoshino's whereabouts on my end. That's his response, Yanagi. Oh, you're making an awfully scary expression that I've never seen you make before. Mikuni said he didn't want the police to know the location of the hideout, right? Yeah, that's what he said. So it's fine if it's not the police. Oh, I wonder. Who knows? Stop dodging the question. Whoa there. You're getting a little worked up, aren't you? Answer me seriously. There isn't time. You're saying that, but you must understand, I've never even met Zero. It'll be hard to analyze his movements. If Mikuni won't tell us, then you do it. Guide me to the hideout. Well, I can't do that. The area around the hideout is protected by a rather advanced defensive system. If you try to trespass, you'll suddenly find yourself in a hornet's nest. Even if you're there. I can get in, but it won't let anyone in who hasn't already been authenticated. So, even if I were to come with you, I wouldn't be of much use. I might even be an obstacle. What's that supposed to mean? I can't resist Zero's voice, specifically the unique sound of his voice. I've been conditioned to follow his orders no matter what, so it'd be no use.
Oh, my poor Shiraishi.
Regardless of what I want, if Zero gives me an order, even your voice won't get through to me. If he orders me to kill her, for example, I just turn into your enemy. That'd be a problem for you, right? You don't care if Hoshino dies. No matter how badly this town is thrown into chaos, no matter how many people die if I die, you don't feel any pain for that? What do you mean, Yanagi? I don't have a heart that can be wounded by things of that nature. When Hoshino found out that you were an Adonis spy, all she did was worry about you. She thought you'd be arrested. She felt neither hatred nor scorn. She just said she wanted to trust you, because I trusted you. Even if it was all an act to you, she didn't want to color her time with you with those lies. Shiraishi, are you really fine with this? You said you couldn't defy Zero Saiki's orders. You said that you don't care what happens now. Are you just accepting whatever the future brings? If that's so, then why do you want to make Mikuni's wish come true? If you're really a pawn without a will, then you'd have just done whatever Saiki asks, isn't that right? You do have an ego and your own desires. You're a criminal and the worst possible sort of person, but you aren't a puppet. You're Kageyuki Shiraishi, the person that you created once and entered the outside world. So, as your old friend, please, Shiraishi, take me to the hideout. Help me save Hoshino. That look in your eyes says that you'll kill me if I don't nod yes, correct? I might have to, more or less. If that's what it takes to get you to wake up, that's what I'm willing to do. There are some things that stupid friends don't understand until you let your fist speak for you. Oh, I don't want to have any more regrets. I don't want my friends to have any either. I'm begging you, Shiraishi.
Oh, back at HQ.
Just doing whatever he pleases again. That's an awfully deep sigh you're making. Is there bad news? It's from Yanagi. Your expression tells me that his report is going to give me a headache. Yeah, he said they're going to infiltrate the hideout today. I see. So they're making their move. I told him not to think it over, but he said it was a race against time and ignored me. Actually, Adonis has taken a hostage. Even though we've located their hideout, we can't really just rush in. Has the matter of getting Yuzuru Saiki put on the wanted list been resolved yet? Yes, that. Hey, you lot! What's all the commotion? Chief, what brings you to Shinjuku Station? I couldn't very well leave things alone in an emergency like this. The higher-ups are telling me to take control. They're asking how long we plan to drag this out.
They're tired of your incompetence. If the damage spreads any further, the authority of the police will crumble. Therefore, I've been ordered to take command of Investigations HQ. This pain in the ass had to show up now. First things first. We need to address the matter of Yuzuru's psyche. It's been delayed because you've been absent, correct? Well, this has become an emergency. We need you to put him on the wanted list. I can't do that. Why not? Declaring that an active police officer was the leader of Adonis would absolutely destroy the public's perception of the police. There isn't time to be worrying about that. Right now, our priority should be to expose the rest of Adonis. Once we've located their stronghold, we'll capture them all. When we do, we can declare one of them to be the mastermind and place a psyche. We need to mitigate the damage. You still haven't pinpointed the location of the terrorist HQ, right? Focus all your effort on that.
God, you're annoying. How much sleep do you think we've lost over this?
What?
Commissioner Minagishi.
Yes?
The data analysis is finished. We got a message from Yanagi. It sounds like he's waiting near the hideout. They're going to start the infiltration now.
Understood. You have full authority.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? I'm the one in charge here. This is a violation of the chain of command.
Oh, do I look like I give a crap?
I figured this is how it would go. I'll accept full responsibility.
I don't care if you get fired over some rules. My friends' lives are at stake here. Go ahead and arrest me when this is all over if you want. Just shut up and stop getting in the way.
How dare you! Please, calm down, Chief. The SAT teams are getting ready, but it looks like we'd be in much worse shape if it wasn't for the help of the Cyber Crime Division. We currently believe it'd be best to have a small elite team infiltrate the scout compound. Who's taking the blame if this goes badly? It will just end with your job, Commissioner. Worst case. The team entering the compound isn't part of the police. If this goes south, it won't affect the reputation of the police. I assume that you don't mind. In that case.
Wow, that guy can really talk.
He flew up the ranks to head up Investigation Section 1. That title's not just for show. We're clear to go, Sasazaka. Begin. Cybercrime is now under Sasazaka's direction. SAT team, ensure the safe evacuation of citizens in the vicinity of the hideout. Do not approach the compound until the order is given. Other investigators are to make contact with the Adonis personnel, as Sasazaka indicates. That's all. Get to work, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Oh god, that was so difficult. My consciousness slowly rose up from the darkness. Huh? The scene that my blurry vision took in was completely unfamiliar to me. It seemed to be a dimly lit church. Where am I? In a dimly lit church. Oh, Psyche, you look pretty hot in that turtleneck.
This is the sacred ground of Adonis.
Sacred? It was Psyche, or so I thought. He wasn't wearing his uniform or clothes I was accustomed to, so he seemed like a stranger.
Only the elder and related people can enter. Adonis is a religious sect, after all.
Are you their elder?
Yes, they call me Zero, and revere me as the one who will bring about the rebirth. They can't act without an idol to look up to. I'm a beacon for those stupid believers.
Is there really any way to speak about the believers who have placed so much trust in you?
Why should I have any respect for them? They're just pawns. Those who gather here have no real conviction. They simply want to foist their opinions on the country through armed force and numbers. They want to assert dominance through terror, to bask in the dream that they control Japan. They're mounds of greed who want recognition. Such people have no right to set foot on this sacred ground.
Aren't you the same? You use terror to enforce your own justice. How are you any different from these people that you just described, Psyche?
If you view it that way, we may seem similar, but we're not. The people who should live in this country are not those who have power. Only those who are good and righteous deserve to live in the end.
What do you even mean by that?
Steps have to be taken to mandate that. To purge this nation, we must first plant fear in the hearts of those with malice. Using acts of terror to target the criminals was merely laying the groundwork for this. A ritual to select only the good. Take the weapons ban repeal, for example. I didn't agree with that at all.
But it was your fault. It was your actions that instigated that.
What good would come from arming the populace? Just look at what Shinjuku's become. Giving guns to people who have neither the training nor the conviction to use them results in the weak being oppressed and victimized. Those with real power must purge those with evil thoughts so that normal people can live everyday lives. That is my ideal. I believe that an everyday normal life is what's most important to people.
I recall what Yanagi once said for a moment. No, that's different. I shook my head to clear my mind. So what you're telling me is that you plan to destroy Adonis as well? That was the only conclusion I could think of. After all, he said they were pawns to him. He needed power to create his ideal world, but in his world, power wasn't necessary. The Adonis group would be counterproductive to what Psyche wanted once he had completed his ideal world.
Yes, that's when my ideal world would be realized. People who acquire power and derive joy from controlling others aren't needed in my world. That's why I chose you.
What?
My final objective is to give all of the ordinary people living in Japan the conviction to resist the oppression of the strong, to let everyone see that the malice that hangs over their daily lives is amongst them, and to give them the will to fight against it. Good, strong-willed people will construct a new order in which evil is judged. That's my goal. You said often during our days at the academy that you would shoot criminals to protect. You want to help those drowning in sorrow. You want to help however you can. You'll prevent whatever crimes you can so that people can live their lives. That's what you said.
I did say that. Even now, I still felt that way. It's why I became a police officer. But coming out of Psyche's mouth, it seemed to take a twisted and different meaning.
I won't finish this with mere words. I'm trying to make this reality, not just a fantasy.
You're wrong. Okay, and there we're gonna have to stop the video. As much as I want to go on. But I'm pretty sure even if I hung on to the end of this conversation, something exciting is going to begin, so I might as well cut it here. So I hope to see you in that next episode for the beginning of some action. I have the feeling, at least. That's my guess, is that we're gonna have some action soon. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.